Howdy folks. It's been a while and there's been a few developments, a few things going on, and wanted to give you an update. First of all, sorry it's been so long since I gave an update. I believe the last one was somewhere around Christmas time. The surgery did not happen. The plastic surgeon out there turned out to be a total weenie, and that is the G-rated version, because, you know, I don't want to be cursing and all that on this channel. I want to keep it PG rated, but the description I have for him is definitely R rated, perhaps even X rated, with some of the suggestions I have for what he can do with his intimate family members. Bottom line is, the Puerto Rican VA, for some reason, I have no idea why, their plastic surgeons will not operate on bed sores for spinal cord patients. So the docs out there had to take 2 years to find an outside surgeon who would come in and do these surgeries, and he would only do them on Wednesdays. Well, the guy's a liar, and decided after I had spent 4 months out there dealing with infections and being on IVs and yada yada yada, decided to change the rules at the very last minute, and we got into an argument. We didn't get along that great to begin with. He thought much higher of himself than he deserved. I saw the results of surgery he had done on other people, and it wasn't pretty. But basically I canceled the surgery on him, and then told him where to get off, and told the other docs to go ahead and discharge me. And along about the end of February, the beginning of March, I moved back here to Albuquerque to get the surgery done out here. Without getting into any of the nitty-gritty, this hospital is much better than the one in Puerto Rico. The strong suit that Puerto Rico had was the staff, the way they cared for the patients. And talking to a buddy of mine out there, spinal cord ward has just gone to hell because of the nurse supervisor, who is not actually a nurse. She's an administrator, and she has driven all the good nurses out because of her idiocy. She has absolutely no leadership skills whatsoever. Her idea of leadership is just to scream at people, never to praise them for doing a job well done, but just to scream at them for any infraction, no matter how small. And basically she's driven all the good nurses, which is all but 2, off the ward, and they've moved to other areas of the hospital. So the quality of care out there is, I got out just in time, I guess. Anyway, I go in tomorrow, well, actually later today, in about 3.5 hours from now. I'll be seeing the plastic surgeon here to talk about this surgery. To give you one idea of the difference between the VA here and the VA out there, and the reason for this is that Puerto Rico has one representative in Congress, in the House of Representatives, and he can't vote, so he has no power. And the VA out there, besides being the most crowded VA in the entire VA system, is also the most underfunded VA. Out here, it's not as crowded, and they have their appropriate level of funding. So it's it's a lot better here in that respect. And I'm back with the same doctor that I had before I left for Puerto Rico. So he knows my history, and you know, one of the things that I was going to give you an example is in 12 years I never saw a doctor for more than 15-20 minutes at a time. That was the maximum amount of time that you got to spend with your doctor. Out here, when I checked back in out here, the doctor out here gave me an hour and a half of his time, you know. And there was a second doctor that works on the ward here that came in for about 20 minutes of that time. So, you know, I've got the doctor's attention as I should. Alright, so I talk with the surgeon tomorrow. I will find out the results of certain tests, like if I've got a bone infection again and things like that. I'll find that out probably not tomorrow, but hopefully soon, because one of the things I've got to do is stop by and find the doctor excuse me, find the doctor and talk to him, because they have not been able to call me back on my cell phone since AT&T is screwed up on transferring phone numbers, and they require the area code to be used out here. And unlike Puerto Rico, where you do use the area code for every call, even locally, they don't use, you know, the area code out here, which is like it is in most places in the States, I assume. And so I don't think he's using the area code, and therefore he hasn't been able to return my calls. So I'll get that straightened out tomorrow as well, assuming I can find him. So there's the medical situation. I don't know exactly what's going on. I'll find out more tomorrow, and I'll update folks. The reason I've been gone so long is I lost when I moved, I misplaced the webcam, didn't bring it with me, and my regular video camera, I forgot the power cord. And being lazy, I just got around to getting a new webcam, and I still have to order a new power cord for my video camera. So that's that's why you haven't heard from me in so long. On Monday the 16th, I've been staying here with my brother. This is the house I grew up in. It's in the Northeast Heights part of town, and I like the northwest part of town better. Nothing wrong with this part of town, but I just like that area of town better, and want to end up moving to Rio Rancho, which is a suburb northwest of Albuquerque. So this apartment is like a quarter mile away from Rio Rancho. It's in that area. It's got that same feel. It's got kind of a small town type feel to it. When I cruised through the complex the other night, this is after I'd already made looked at the apartment and signed the contract and made the all the legal stuff go through. Then and this place allows dogs up to 30 pounds, but Ciela being a handicapped assistant dog and 105 pounds, they gotta let her have me. They gotta let me have her. And they didn't charge me the $105 dog deposit like they do with these little rugrat dogs. So anyway, she and I got to fly back here first class, by the way. She got to fly first class in the cabin. I'll talk about that in another video. Anyway, so I'll be moving into an apartment on the 16th, and at that point I'll be getting my own internet and of course a new email address, and at that point I will be opening up a new channel both on YouTube and on live video with a new name, because CoquiDave just doesn't work for the desert. The coqui is a small frog about the size of your thumbnail, and it's indigenous to Puerto Rico, and so, you know, I mean, literally it would probably die within 15 minutes out here in New Mexico. They're very fragile little beasties. So anyway, tiny but loud. That's why I picked the name to begin with. So I'll be changing the name and opening up a new channel. And for the people who are still watching this channel, they can hopefully subscribe to that one and follow me over. And with any luck, I'll be posting regular updates and videos again. And I've got some fun little ideas. At least I hope they're fun. They'll be fun for me, but fun little ideas for videos that I'll put up every so often, and you know, give a little variety to the channel other than me just sitting here and blabbing at the camera. So other news. Oh, I got my car that I've been wanting for years, which is a Chrysler Sebring convertible, and it's a 2002, but it's in very good shape. Got a few little dings in the body, but nothing really that noticeable. And I've added a CB already. I still have to get the antenna routed through the back and into the car so I can put the antenna back on the trunk. But I've got the CB installed. I also got XM radio, and for people out there who haven't tried it or anything like that, I very highly recommend it. You've got a whole slew of channels to choose from, and you do pay a monthly fee, but it's not that much. I think it's $15 a month. I could be wrong on that, but I believe it's $15 a month. And one of my favorite channels that I've been listening to is the old time radio shows. I mean, from back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, you know. And they're a lot of fun to listen to. They're radio operas, you know. So you get a half hour or an hour long show, and, you know, helps pass the time when you drive, and is more interesting than music. Another plus for being back here is I got country music to listen to again. There's certain things I do miss about Puerto Rico, but I'm back home in my desert, which is where I've been wanting to come back to for a number of years now. So the other advantage of this apartment is it's a 2-bedroom, and while I'll be using the second bedroom as for my computer and my music and other electronic stuff, I'll also have a sofa sleeper in there, so, you know, I can bring my daughter out to visit, or if some of my friends from Puerto Rico come out to visit, they can stay there and don't have to get a hotel. So that's going to be good. Let's see what else. That's about it, I suppose, for the moment. As I say, I'll be coming back on here more regularly and posting updates and some of this other stuff that I hope you'll enjoy and will find fun. And with that, and again, my apologies for taking so long for this update. And with that, I will say hasta luego and take it light, everybody.